Greetings Helldivers, FiOth here, and today we got the Cutting Edge Warbond, a new premium bond that gives you access to new guns and new armors. The focus of this bond is energy weapons and protection against arcing projectiles like the arc thrower that tends to kill your allies more than it kills the enemy. I skipped the sickle on the first page and went directly to the second page and purchased the SG-8P Punisher Plasma. This is the new shotgun, and I have to tell you, this thing is quite unique. So I sat my ass down to actually make some Helldivers content of substance instead of making videos with thumbnails saying huge news just dropped, whilst the actual news is what the YouTuber ate for breakfast. What is the deal with this thing? It has a damage of 100, capacity of 8, recoil of 110 and fire rate of 80. States it's an explosive weapon. Now if you compare this to the rest of the shotguns, you will realize that on paper what we're getting here is probably the lowest damage of the bunch. We have the Punisher at 405 per shot, Slugger at 280, Breaker at 330, Breaker Incendiary by 180, and Breaker Spray and Pray at 192. What I came to realize though is that the number you see here relates to the damage done by the impact of the ordnance on the enemy. Here's how this thing works. The Punisher Plasma is a small arcing mortar projectile. It might sound strange, but you have to arc this thing like the grenade launcher. Upon impact it deals set damage, 100 points, that is pretty shit. The following explosion that it produces is very damaging indeed. I ran some tests and realized that it can destroy a spore colony in 3 shots, and 3 well-placed shots on the spewer will also destroy them. Now you might be thinking the Scorcher can also do this with more or less the same amount of ammunition. Depends on the patch you're playing on, of course, because when I tested that stuff, the sandbox were very different. The advantage of the Punisher Plasma is that although it can cause damage to your allies, it doesn't seem to be able to kill yourself. You cannot commit beep with the Punisher Plasma. I was running duo with my friend here, a difficulty 7 mission, and the enemies were very manageable, although it has some obvious drawbacks. 1. A capacity of 8 means you will be reloading a lot. 2. It can deal substantial damage, but sadly it cannot puncture hard chitin, which means you still need an armor penetrating weapon to remove the chitin and then fire this thing as you would any other shotgun to deal actual damage to the enemy itself. You can carry 12 magazines of this thing, and that means that you can have 96 slugs in total. You cannot fire and forget this thing, you have to be focused and you have to be accurate. What's really good about it is that, as with every explosive, the splash damage is pretty potent, so you can fire it in between small clusters of enemies and maximize its results. If spewers are in the formation, you can explode the spewers with it and create those big chain reactions that will kill the small fries and the other spewers next to them. For me personally, what really strikes me as extremely satisfying with this thing is that it works in a unique fashion. At last, thank the maker, because pretty much every weapon in any archetype in this game is the same gun with different stats, one dominating weapon, and the rest kinda fall into the garbage category. They've been trying to kinda rebalance it, but yesterday on the latest patch on stream, I was testing pretty much everything and found out that the incendiary is a novel idea but takes too long to kill the enemy with chipping damage. The spray and pray tries to be what the breaker was, but it's just an inferior version now that the breaker was nerfed. The Punisher deals a lot of damage per shot, fire rate is ass, and the Slugger also sports a fire rate of the ass category whilst being able to open bunkers with its slugs, but this is not exactly gonna save your ass. Here we're talking 7 to 9 difficulty, and most of the stuff in this game sadly can't hang. The Scorcher has always been an alternative to this predicament, but you can very easily kill yourself with it, something that doesn't happen with the Punisher Plasma as stated before. We have two of these interesting weapons now. One is a direct line of sight shot one, that is the Scorcher, that deals slightly less damage at a smaller radius, but it's more dangerous to use, and the other one is the Punisher Plasma that fires an arcing projectile that takes more time to travel to the location but allows you to shoot over obstacles and is safer overall. Variety is the spice of life, and this game surely needed some of it. This is a good first step towards enriching the arsenal to make player expression more viable. So this is it, Helldivers, my analysis / review of the Punisher Plasma. This was the first one of the new stuff that I wanted to check because it seems like the most interesting choice to me. If this vid performs well, I will be covering the rest of the Cutting Edge Bond. Subscribe, like and hit the notification bell for more content like this, and until next time, be well, stay frosty and always strive for perfection. Cheers!